Hello guys, it is me Sub-Zero Exabyte once again, and today I am going to show all of you my realistic dream house, which is Granny her house, and I think all of you already know Granny, which is pretty fantastic, so we can see what her house looks like, and it is going to be a fantastic old house, and I think that all of you would like to see what my dream house would look like, so that might be cool to see, but it is a little bit like Granny her house, and no, it isn't going to be any modern house. I don't like those houses, and in Minecraft survival they are just impossible to build because of all the snow and other weird stuff that you need. But if that is your piece of cake, then by all means, go for that house, mate, and enjoy gathering the stuff and making an amazing house. So, this is the base layer of my house, and as you can see, this does not really look that big. Well, that is because it is going to expand a bit when we get into it. So, when it is going to be almost done, we just need more floor, and then we can already like in here, and we could just place a couple of stuff like a chest, a crafting table, maybe a furnace and an anvil or something. That would really be great, and I hope that we can do that, and then that we are going to get an amazing house, and that you guys think that I am really cool. And my house of course as well, because without my house I wouldn't be on this level of the cool factor. So I mean, I have all my stuff thanks to my house, and I should give it some credit. So yeah, this is it boys. We are just going to add some more stuff now, and then this is the Granny house. We can expand slowly and just keep doing that until we have a mansion, but I don't think that I am going to expand real soon. I am really glad how I live right now, so I hope you guys like this video, and I am going to say goodbye to all of you, and I will see you in the next one. No, I am just kidding, this is not my dream house, and no, this is also not the end of the video, but this is just the beginning of the video, and this is just the beginning of Granny her house. Well, it is more going to be a little shed or something of her house, but we need like cool old things and stuff because this house is going to realistic, and then in realistic mode you would see it like it is really dark. That keeps the house up with its spirits, and then Granny isn't alone, because elderly people that are alone are really sad, so Granny makes it dark so she isn't alone, which is kind of creepy when I think about it, and that are just amazing, and that your house actually looks good, and that it doesn't fall down when you are sitting and watching television, because that would not really be nice if your entire house that you worked so hard on just caved in with you inside, and then you would be trapped by your dream that failed. So, these blocks that we are placing are basically those connect spots when you get a drawing and you need to connect the dots, and when you have done all the dots you get a picture or a drawing, all thanks to a couple of lines. And this is basically that. Only then when I finish this drawing I get a house, and not a picture of an elephantasia which looks really angry, but a house. Yeah, that sounds alright. So right now, we have already connected the dots, and right now we just need to fill in these lines in between the beams, and when we have connected those lines then we just place window panels in the middle, and some fences here and there. Sounds really easy, right? And it even is really easy, so that is just fantastic. And I think that anyone could build a house just like this, if you are not too crazy with the shapes that you are going to throw into your house. But if you do that, then I think if you are really good with it, then I think you could make the house really cool with that technique. I just went with a simple route, and this is just fantastic because this is really simple, and I think that it already looks great. But we are almost done with all of these window panels, and then we can move to the next stage. But don't you guys think that this house already looks absolutely great? Well, I think that this house is just fantastic. It is really elegant with the light and the dark, and all the things that are inside just finish the look, which is not much, but it will manage. And I think that it is a bit too much window in our house, but that is just what makes it so special, I think. So that is something that I really like about this house. But right now we are done with the beginner stage, and now we are beginning with the mid-level house stage, and this is just going to be a great thing right now. We are just going to make all these single blocks that we are placing right here right now. I might as well go live on every social media. That is how live we are carefully placing these blocks, which is just great, and then the house will look even better on the internet on a live stream, except for when you have an Android. No, just kidding. Androids are cool, and then it is just going to be even more great. And the other great thing about spirits in your house is that they keep your house intact, and then you don't really need to worry about your house caving in and stuff. So yeah, that is a really great thing that not all houses have, but ours does have that, and that is just fantastic if I do say so myself. So now we are done with the spirits gathering from the outside, but we still need to do all of that on the inside. but first we need a floor where we can lay the beds for the spirits on, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense if they were just on top of the grass. But we are going for a quite dark look for our floor because I think that will match really nice, and it is a bit of a mix of both blocks. The really dark wood in the house itself with all its features together is a bit of this. We could also go for oak, but I think that oak looks just a bit too light, but that is alright because we are not going to need that at night. I don't know why I mentioned what I need at night, but I can share everything with you guys, so I'll just go ahead and say that sometimes I go for a warm milk glass at night and then I can sleep really well and then I feel really great and then everything is alright and I can sleep again. And not to mention that I am going to keep this house one floor everything, so literally everything needs to be down here on the main floor. I won't be having an attic, although I am going to make a really high roof where Granny does hear things that she does. But I am not going to make an attic because I need myself some slabs that I can look up to, and that is something that is a bit more important than having an attic, because that keeps the house from having holes in the ceiling. So that is just fantastic if we do that and not the other way around, because I would like an attic, don't get me wrong, but I would also really like to have some space in the house. Then you can just teleport to the attic, which I think Granny is capable of doing, otherwise she wouldn't have a house that I am replicating right here when I am inside, and I don't want to be caught by surprise by the original house. But the floor is done and I have all of these other blocks on the inside in place, but still I don't really like some stuff about my house and I'm just going to need to adapt to some things, and then I think I will be good and then the house will look even better, because this thing that was over here didn't really look great, and I don't think we really hurt the house with destroying that one because we have got plenty left, and I think that it looks really great like this. But we can start with the ceiling, I guess. Well, it is not really going to be a ceiling, it is more going to be a start of the roof, so we can start making that. But I guess that this will look really great from the outside, and I guess that it will also look good from the inside, but we are just going to see for ourselves. But we have got the beginning almost done, and I think that this looks great the way we have done this, and now the question is how we are going to do the walls and the decorating itself. But I guess that we just need to figure that out by ourselves, because no one else is going to finish our house. But we are going to make it from something, and I think that the grate will match pretty well with the rest of the house, and I hope that it will look fantastic. But we are just going to make Granny's house look epic, and then when we are done with her house we will see for ourselves if the house is going to be good enough of a replica or not. So let's go ahead and finish this baby off like I did yesterday as well, and I hope that it will look fantastic as that what I finished on yesterday. But first we needed this little door spot so we can get from sides that you want to get in when the ceiling is not open anymore. That is going to be tricky because the attic where she does the brewery stuff is there, and that needs to be in there because otherwise we would have to destroy the house every time she doesn't rate the replica, and that wouldn't really be that nice. So a door is just a way better alternative. But now we have the base shape of her house, and I think that it looks pretty good. And then a little backstory of the women, the myth, the legend which this house belongs to is that one day on a good Saturday, which is also a day if you didn't know that already, the TNT that couldn't explode was made by the myth herself. But I am Sub-Zero Exabyte and I always find a way. And it was going to explode in a corner, and then it was going to go boom, and then we had created an explosion, and then it is really cool. And then we had a walking talking TNT block as a pet. So that was Larry. I wanted to introduce all of you to my old pet, and he just found himself some friends up in the skies because sadly he is not around anymore. But back in the days, there was just a zoo only then for creepers. I am not really sure which twisted freak made this, but I believe that PETA is going to sue him because these creepers do deserve to live a good life and then run up to someone, make that snake sound, and then blow themselves up. I think this is still somewhere in this world, by the way, but you can keep them in that prison no more. I would say stop, and I think that PETA is already on top of this guy. I am not sure, but PETA is normal really fast with making statements and stuff, so I think that these creepers are going to be free and then they can kill noobs again, so if you support their case. But yeah, seeing their facial expressions, they don't really look that happy, and they are with a lot of them, so I am not sure how long this can last. But it is pretty cool that there is a zoo where you can just look at all sorts of creepers. Well, there aren't really a lot of sorts of creepers, they are all basically the same and they all just do nothing, so they are actually all just one thing and they are just the same thing, so I am not sure how I should feel about that, but I think it is starting to be time for me to go because these creepers are not really that interesting, but maybe if we just go closer and just don't let any escape, then we can see what it is to live in between all those creepers, and it does not really look like much fun. I mean, what do these things eat and where do they actually poop? I am not sure, but I don't think that is very hygienically. This here is more going to be a start of the actual roof, so we can start making that, but I guess that this will look really great from the outside, and I guess that it will also look good from the inside of the attic, but we are just going to see. But we have got the beginning almost done, and I think that this looks great the way we have done this, and I hope that it will look fantastic. But we are just going to make the attic like Granny would want it, and then when we are done with the roof we are done, and we'll see if the roof also will look fantastic or not. So let's go ahead and make this roof, which is going to look so awesome that Granny will think this is her house and not the secret location that I know and she knows but no one else knows. Then when she walks in here she will be like, hey, I don't live in the desert, but then I'll be like, from now on you do, and I hope that it will be a fantastic moment. But first we needed this so we can cheatingly go in, because otherwise we would have to destroy block every time and that wouldn't really be that nice. But now we have the base shape of our roof and I think that it looks pretty good. We are just going to have it stick out a little bit like they did in the medieval times, and I think that those houses just look fantastic. But we are just going to see if this brick and wood roof that we are so busy with looks great or doesn't look great on our house in a minute. We are just going to finish it anyway. If we really don't like the result of the roof, then I guess that we can always just place a bunch of stairs on top of the roof and then you would barely see the brick. Also, I love the fireplace. I don't think I have mentioned it. I am kind of on autopilot today, but I love it. It wouldn't really be a pickle if that fireplace didn't happen, so I think that I am good with that, and that I am just going to finish this amazing roof and that she is going to be happy with it however it turns out. But we have got it almost at the point that it is finished, so I think that when it is finished it will look fantastic. We just need to finish that one little shape that is not inside of our main roof, but we will have a little alternative roof on top of that one. So right now let's just finish this roof, and from there we can take steps a little further and do some real advanced techniques that you guys probably have never seen before because they are so advanced. So I am going to show you those techniques and it is just going to be fun and stuff, but we need to finish this first. Hold up, I want some things inside as well, that would look pretty good I think. So, let's just do that and then see how that looks. We could also just make a flat roof, but that looks really bad, so I think that a small replica of the roof what we just built would look a whole lot better, so let's just make that, and then I think that it looks alright, and it kind of actually looks better than alright. We just connect it and then we got one crazy piece of a roof on here. Look at this, man. It looks absolutely fantastic like this, and I really like it how it is right now. The inside of the house is still coming, so don't even worry about that. Granny is magical, so she can go up in this attic. That looks pretty crappy if you ask me, but I think she is going to appreciate the gift that I have given her, and we will now be friends. Straw thick and thin, thicker than a Snicker. That is how thick we are going to be, and don't get me wrong, because if you have never eaten a Snicker before you are missing out, because those things are pretty thick. But now I think that people are going to look cool up to this house, because we built it together, and that people that come around this greatness would lay their eyes upon that sign and then know that the great sub built this house for the grand that is not on the gram, that does also not have a symmetrical roof. So let me just fix that real quick, because this is the first time that I have noticed this, so that is just great that I notice it at all. I was looking at the house and I found it really weird that it wasn't symmetrical, but now it is, and I can be glad and I can kind of have peace with that. And it would just also look dumb if we didn't make this little replica of the roof symmetrical with the rest. So now this also looks great, and now everything looks great, so I think I fulfilled my job as a house designer and replicator for the day. So I am not sure what you guys like more, the kind of unfinished pro house, or the noob house that does look really noob. But what I am sure of is that this is the end of the video, sadly, and that hopefully I will see all of you once again, maybe just in the next video, and then I will see all of you guys later. Bye guys, and I hope that I will see you tomorrow, because tomorrow is a special day, since the videos that are going to be on tomorrow are going to be even cooler than the one that I uploaded today. Just so you know, I wanted to include that. Where was I? Yes, I was saying goodbye to all of you lovely people. I will catch you just like I catch salmons on a Tuesday evening in the next vid. See you guys. Bye bye.